Is it bad to turn your head in bridge pose, plow, and shoulder stand? This is commonly taught as an alignment no-no in the yoga world. So we thought we'd take a quick look at it today.
Let's first talk about bridge pose. So in bridge pose, with the feet flat on the ground and knees bent and hips off the floor, there is not a lot of load on the head. Therefore, it's not a problem to rotate your head, as Jenni's showing. It's just not a big deal. In fact, we could actually turn this into an exercise where we are strengthening the muscles of the front of the neck. And to do this, Jenni would tuck her chin lightly and then raise her head off the ground. And she could just hold that position there, or she could rotate her neck as she's holding that head up, tucked chin, to work the muscles of the neck from the front of the neck from different angles. So that is a perfectly safe thing to do. And in fact, it can be a good way to target the neck while also in a regular bridge.
My neck feels really good from doing that.
Amazing. So then the question is it okay to do to rotate the head when you're in shoulder stand or plow? So
Should I show that?
What do you think?
I think it kind of depends. I think if you have the neck flexibility to be able to practice shoulder stand and plow well, and in order to check that, that just means, can you bring your chin to your chest without opening your mouth? So like this. And that would be an assessment to tell you whether you had enough cervical flexion in order to even do the poses. So as long as you have that and you're able to practice the pose as well, then I feel like most of our weight should be in our shoulders in both those poses. I'm going to show that really quickly, meaning it shouldn't be that much different than bridge pose. So as long as you're bearing most of your weight in your shoulders, it's not in your head. And it should be not a big deal to turn your head, right?
Yeah, I agree. So Jenni has that adequate neck flexion range of motion. And therefore, in this pose, there's not that much load on her neck and head. And she's free to rotate if she gets the urge to rotate her neck in that position. And then the same thing with plow. Now, if she lacked neck flexion range of motion and she was going into either of these poses, that could put a lot of load on the head, right, and the neck. And so maybe she wouldn't want to do those poses to begin with, let alone rotate the head in those poses.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So it seems like it's a little bit context dependent on the individual and their body. But in general, if we're not bearing a lot of weight on the head, it seems like it should be okay.
I think so.